Welcome to Center of Light. Dramatic intro, I know. Let me get some music going. Welcome to Center of Light. We're going to disappear tonight and disappear into the beauty of it all. Do you have what it takes to disappear in the beauty of it all? This guy does. Center of light, dissipate or vanish. Becoming invisible. I mean that literally. Figuratively, of course, because that's where lesson is. But I also mean that literally. Let me change a couple of settings. I got some new stuffage. Let's try that. Try to get rid of some of the brightness. I had a major upgrade recently. Oh my God. And it just jacked my computer to a lot of work. Hours of work. And I think I need to go one more. And I think we're good. Welcome to Center of Light, everybody. Center of Light, dissipate. Becoming invisible. Do you want to become invisible? I want to become invisible. Hello, Jody. Hello, Sana. Hello, Bo. For those who have been supporting the release of Homecoming Crossing the Bridge to the Soul, which the link to purchase this beautiful, powerful 30 years of my life's work is now coming to you. Jody said, "What up, dog?" Very soon, I will be doing a workshop. And I know who you are. You will have free admission. For everyone else, you're fucked. No, I'm teasing. I work very cheaply. I play very cheaply. So heads up, I'm not sure what the title is going to be, but I'm going to blast and blast and blast. So tonight is Center of Light, dissipate or vanish. Becoming invisible. What do I mean by becoming invisible? Every day of your life. It sounds very novel, because it is very novel. We like novelty. Don't we? I do. So, becoming invisible. What does that mean? It means exactly what you think it means. Becoming invisible. Every day of your life, you're coming closer to being invisible in two ways, for sure. One is as you move towards your mortality, you will become invisible. Also, as you move into your immortality, you are becoming invisible. There's no such thing as lack of progress. No such thing. Listen to me very carefully. There's no such thing as walking backwards. Because in the walking backwards, you are moving forward. There's no lack of progress. It's a progress process. You're becoming invisible. Isn't that what you want? I'll explain a lot of this as the presentation goes by. Welcome, everyone. Good to see you. Good to see you. Tomorrow night on Center of Light Radio is Steve Burgess, and we're going to be speaking about... I think I forgot. No. He is one of the world's... Listen to this. I'm so privileged and grateful to talk to these people. Steve Burgess is one of the world's leading past life regressionists. Talk about a cray-cray show that's going to be. Let's see who's here. I like acknowledging everyone because you're sexy, beautiful human creatures. Rhonda Little, Bo, I'm not thinking he's saying Worksman. Kelly Bauman, you are one of the selected few, so to speak. So is Sana. So is Rhonda. And Alex Brand is in the house. Ladies, Alex Brand and Robert Harrison is in the house. What's up, Melinda Lane? Melinda Lane is in the barber showing photographs. You're not from England, are you, Melinda? So tonight we're speaking about becoming invisible. Every day you're moving closer to becoming invisible. Thank you, Beth Price. All right, so tonight we are speaking about raising your vibration, more or less truly in the idea of becoming invisible. The byproduct is that you will become invisible. Let me share with you a little bit about what I mean. Becoming invisible. Bo says, Keith, I'm thinking he's using auto text. Keith, I have a question. He says, it says keep. This must be auto correction. I have a question. A little cat passed away. My partner keeps having vivid dreams. How can we fix the nightmares? So you're telling me that the vivid dreams are nightmares. What do you mean by fix them? You want to stop having them? Or do you want to start perceiving things a little more correctly? Because when anything, anyone, any soul we love leaves, it's horrible. But do not lose sight of the fact, the truth and the reality that it is quite beautiful. Bo, thank you, because this is about becoming invisible. It doesn't mean becoming far away. It simply means becoming invisible. So if you want that which has been invisible to you, whoever you are, you have to have the capacity to be able to see, which illuminates the situation immediately, and therefore we can be with it. Do you understand, Bo? I know you do. Robert Harrison says, no kidding. I have done this intentionally and unintentionally. Having become invisible from time to time, you need to be aware of what others cannot visibly see when you are in that mode. You don't have to step in front of a moving vehicle, he says. Totally agreed. Basically to validate or prove to you that you're invisible. Someone can look right at you, and for all intents and purposes, you're not there, even though you actually are. My friend Bo says, my partner understands what you are saying, but it's the same dream reoccurring. So Bo's partner, are you saying this is just a repeat of the event that you don't like, that your creature, your fur baby, has left? Is this what you're saying? You can just send me an exclamation point or just say yes. Is this what you're saying? Is that this is a repeat of the leaving of something that means something so important to you? Would that be correct, Bo's partner? I'm waiting for the response. There's a lag. Let's see who's here in YouTube. Hello, Kelly Curtis. Hello, Rena. I love those two ladies like it's nobody's beeswax. Let me refresh this. And there's the comments. Lo and behold, the invisible became visible. We call it technology. I just made what was invisible visible, did I not? This over here. This whole lot of input. Well, Keith, you just clicked. Well, I sure did. But I used my invisible will to will something forth, to make something happen. Remember that. It's of utmost importance. Bo says, our beautiful little cat passed away 2 days ago. Our beautiful little cat passed away. And my partner's arms, and she keeps having the same dream. So I think what you're yes, It is a recurring dream of my partner having visions of the cat in the freezer. I know that's morbid, but I can't put it any other way. I understand. It doesn't matter. I know your heart and your soul is there. Freezer could be that you're trying to preserve. I get it. I totally get it. So if he, this partner of yours, is wanting to move through this experience so the nightmarish aspect of it goes away, is that it will never go away. Understand that. It will never go away. That sounds horrible. Until I offer this, which is, that will never go away. But you can instill and instead choose a different possibility, which is, it's a reminder for me how much I loved my fur baby versus, oh my God, my fur baby left. In so doing, you will create a more conscious connection and you will no longer feel the separation from the fur baby that most people, or loved one, that most people think happens in the death passing experience. Bo said, hello, Carolyn. Bo says, I'll put it bluntly. My partner keeps having dreams of our cat in the freezer talking to her. Freezer, and thank you for being honest. Freezer meaning something cold, obviously. The cat keeps asking my partner, why did I pass away? Mummy. Exactly what Robert said. Put the cat, not only in your mind, in your heart, but literally make it a ritual to put the cat at rest. So it's not the cat coming to visit you, because if it was, it would be full of joy. But it's this, as you said, to use your word, morbid. Think about that word morbid. In fact, everyone, look up the word morbid on the internet in Webster's dictionary. It will paint a very clear picture about the word morbid. So what is truly happening, Bo, is your partner has a reoccurring idea of something in a morbid way. There is no way out of this for your partner except to see that purely, wholly, wholesomely, honestly, and they will seriously, as Robert said, put the cat to rest, and they will find rest themselves. Hello, Teresa Love. Carolyn Renando, I just said Carolyn. She gets double ups. Hello, Donna Lee Erickson. Beautiful lady. Oh my God, is she a performer? She's a troublemaker, but she's a performer. I'm teasing. So everything looks a little dark. That's my OCD kicking in, and I'm really good at it. So welcome to Center of Light. Tonight we're speaking about becoming invisible. It is metaphorical, but it is also quiet. When you're quiet, literal, you raise your vibration, going back to spirit. When you die from this earth, you live again. Your vibration is much higher. And to those around you, like that cat Bo has been speaking about, simply, they don't become gone. They just become invisible. And likewise, when certain ideologies, religions, habits, thought components about yourself, when you relinquish them, they become invisible. And so do you, more so. You are becoming invisible. I'm going to be right back. I'm going to get thick into this presentation. you are becoming invisible.
as I sing this song for you. The message that I'm bringing is one of hope and truth. Look inside, that's where the love lies. The message that I bring is wrong. And in your heart, that's where you'll find the truth. Look inside, that's where the love lies. Feel the love, be the love, you are love. Feel. Sit and listen to me.
Welcome back to Center of Light. I'm just really loving Roberts, Bo, and others who are posting about their critters. Critters, they deserve more than that. They're partners in this dreamscape that we call lifescape, as we all try to escape to a beautiful possibility. Talking about their fur babies. My little kitten was born, the doctor put it at August 17th. So do the math, a few months back. This little cat came to sleep with me yesterday. I take my nap every day. It's my spiritual vitamin. And she put her mouth on mine and she fell asleep. She's this loving. Come morning time, she is bouncing all over the house. No joke. But I love that you are posting and sharing your beautiful stories about your beautiful experiences with your beautiful fur babies. That's lovely. Hello everyone, Keith Anthony Blanchard here, Yanava. We're speaking tonight about center of light dissipate or vanish, becoming invisible. Every day you are coming closer and closer and closer to becoming invisible. Whether you know you're doing this or not is irrelevant. There's no such thing as lack of progress or process. You're always moving forward, even in your supposed perspective of not taking steps and moving backwards. My sister Debbie Grasberger Shimole, I don't know how she pronounces her name, but I just have fun with it. Hello, Mary Lambert. Says, my fur baby Kai is cuddling up next to me right now, purring. I've come to the understanding that a cat purring is the vibration of absolute trust and love. Cats are protectors. They can see into realms we can't. And so they protect us. Debbie says, like holy schmoly. I like schmole. That's kind of the Latino version of it. Debbie Grasberger, hole schmole. Kelly says she's just finishing it up with dinner. All right, let's keep moving forth. My presentation tonight, as I said, center of light dissipate or vanish, becoming invisible. That is both literal and metaphorical. It's definitely metaphysical. So there's a big fly. He's about the size of a wasp or bumblebee flying all around me, and I'm going to do my best to help him vanish from my experience so he doesn't distract me. My brother, Robert Harrison, and I, today, pre the show, this presentation, we're talking about ideas of being invisible. Many years ago, my mentor, my teacher, Mike Matheson, who was a few years younger than me, but in conscious evolution wise, if you're hanging out with myself, if we are hanging out and Mike so happened to be at the table, be prepared to be uncomfortable. He hears everything you say. He understands everything you don't say. And when he looks at you, my own mother even told me when she met him for the first time, Keith, I felt like this man was looking through my soul. He's not looking through your soul. He's looking for it. He had this way about him that when we would have a spiritual excursion or inducement, if you will, using plant medicine, if you will, however, he had this way about him that he can actually place a letter because he came in from Athena, Georgia, Roswell, Georgia, for such sessions. And he would leave town early in the morning, and he would place a letter on the table as the centerpiece to where no one could not see it, but actually no one could not see it until he used his will to say, you can now see it, as to why he became my mentor. This is one aspect of using the conscious will deliberately to become invisible. He told me, he would just say, here's my letter of thank you guys for letting me hang out with you. Hope to see you soon. He would take his finger and just do this twirly thing around the letter and say, you can't see it until I enable you to see it. So, because of Mike, in his fun way, would say, hey guys, did you find my letter? And we'd say, what letter? Down to the letter, he would describe, I placed it on the table, right between the two apples that are in the fruit bowl. And we said, no, we did not see it. Then he would release his blessing, magic or curse, if you will. And then it just simply became invisible. It became visible. For many of you who follow me, you know that when I speak about the girl that left me all those years ago, after I got over all of it, out of the dark night of the soul, she was at a bar/restaurant I was playing music at, which we did for 13 years, give or take, every Sunday night. And I was no longer cursed with this visibility of seeing her and being jealous. I was like, I'm now in support of her. So she's at the bar. I'm on break. I'm in the booth. She's at the bar, and she sees guy number one. Guy number one means the person that every so often she would call me about because she's having a tough time. He was buff. He had the tattoos in all the right places. He had mamas on his arm. He had salt. Whatever. He had, and she was all goo goo gaga over him. Right? And in those phone conversations, she would describe something else to me, which is the person I want to show up in my life. So when guy number one went to the bathroom, guy number two decided this is his moment. He's going to step in and say, "Hey, baby," with his glasses. I'm making fun, but I'm also making a point. "Can I buy you a drink?" And she says, "Oh, thank you so much. I'm grateful, but I'm okay." In those phone conversations, the guy she's telling me she no longer wants, but truly now wants to show up in her life, is not guy number one, but it's guy number two. But she's not able to take in the capacity to understand the one thing she wants, and complaining to me about that she doesn't have is actually guy number two. "Thank you for your drink offer. I appreciate it." Basically, without saying it, "Have a nice evening." So in this way, this person was completely invisible to her. That would be way number two. Way number three. When someone, this is not just pseudo spirituality or using metaphors. It is, but it's also very literal. When someone ignores you, what do you think is happening? When someone simply ignores you, and you can feel it when they're done with your rhetoric, when they're done with your ongoing talking. You don't have to like it or not. You don't have to like it or not, or you don't have to like me or not. You understand that place. You can tell when someone's ignoring you. Let me share with you what is happening. Tonight is what is happening. And what is happening is center of light dissipate or vanish, becoming invisible. When someone ignores you, what do you think is happening? The vibrations between you are becoming dissonant. Chew on that. Someone is intentionally, for all intents and purposes, as Robert said earlier, are not with your program anymore. They're done. I want to listen and love you because you're my friend and you mean more to me than anything. I'm literally casting a spell, a wish, a desire to God that says, I will grant you what you're asking is to please make this person invisible to me. Basically, make them stop talking. Is that not what you are doing? It is what you're doing, and you know it. And you can't escape from that. Good, because in you're not escaping from that. You hear that? That's my neighbor. They're erecting a picture or a building of a something, which kind of validates this point. Does it not? Why would something simply come along and knock? Is the universe not so intelligent that it puts everything together in an intelligent way? And it's always speaking to every one of us. What did that mean? I'll tell you. It means exactly what you want it to mean and beyond. Hello, Mr. and Mrs. Buzz Lightyear. You see? Every moment of your life, you are becoming invisible. Or you're not? Isn't that what you want anyway? You might not be so happy about your passing in the mortal way, but immortally, you absolutely understand from soul to bones, do you not? It is the greatest event of your birth. Ironically, in all mirth, the greatest event in your life is your next passing. Pass that through your consciousness in an honest way and watch what happens. You see, you pun intended, you see, you're becoming invisible. Gonna be right back. Take a short pause. Let me see what's happening here. Debbie Grasberger, Schmole, as in Hole. My Fur Baby Kai, we read that. Holy like Schmole, read that. Let's see. Robert Harrison says he's hammering, or I'm hammering. Kelly says, yes, there are really, yes, they are really. I want to have a black kitty, but my husband won't let me have one. Sigh. Kelly, do you really want me to respond to that? Not that you need it. You're not broken. Maybe you're just expressing yourself and you're okay with that. Would you like some springboard? If that's what you would like, give me an exclamation point. Robert Harrison says, play loud Indian music. Loud Indian music. Hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey. So I'm waiting to get a response from Kelly. Going to take a short pause. Going to come back and read from Homecoming Crossing the Bridge to the Soul. Very soon I will be doing a workshop. You know who you are. Don't question it. You know who you are. Let me get the link while I'm waiting for Kelly says she's in it to win it. She understands there's no other way to skin it. She's in it to win it. Kelly, I appreciate your courage, your bravery, your honesty, your vulnerability. Whoever you are in this forum or in the future that comes in this forum, understand what true bravery and courage, honesty and vulnerability is. It's someone making themselves naked and vulnerable to be called out, or rather called in, or called to a place that they're simply not choosing. I am that reflection, that springboard for Kelly and for you and for myself. Kelly, I asked you to give me permission, and you did. That you said, I want a black cat, but my husband won't allow it. I hear you. I understand your respect for your husband's wishes. You ready? How bad? So I'm putting you in check. Checkmate. How bad, how good, rather, do you want this kitty? I'm going to aggravate you because I love you and I care about you. How bad, how good do you want this kitty? What? Honestly, this is an honest question. This is not me to you. This is you to you. How good do you want this good for yourself? Doesn't mean you have to do anything crazy that puts your life in any sort of jeopardy. The question is enough, because the answer is enough, because the answer is you. How important is this in your life? You don't have to divulge that to me, nor to anyone. You have to simply become consciously aware and honest with yourself about what this represents and or is to you. And through all of that, guess what? You can have it. You're just thinking you can't have it because Godzilla or Goliath or your husband, I'm not saying he's that kind of man, but of what you are calling that as to why you think that you can't have it. You can have it if you truly want it. It puts your mind at rest. It puts your heart in power, and it puts things into perspective, does it not? You are worth that. There is no answer from the universe ever. Don't ever let anyone kid you for a solid moment. There is no answer from the universe, and you know this. Live into it. Be it. Be with it. Create it. Make a deal. Make a bargain. A shake hands deal, if that is what it requires. A little sacrifice to be sacrificed for. Isn't that what it's all about anyway? Maybe open up a door of something someone else is simply asking of you. Maybe that's what has, or actually rather has not been occurring as to why the door right now for you, any of you, who you are, that you are approaching is simply saying, you can't come in. You are invisible. Maybe you, I, and everyone need to learn a different way of saying yes. Instead of just simply no. No, shut off. It's never going to happen. In infinity, it's going to happen. That's the whole conundrum. There's no such thing, it's never going to happen. Because in infinity, it's already happened. You're just saying it's never going to happen to me because I'm shutting the door. I'm making it invisible to me versus making it apparent. And you make it apparent when you go to the parent, the one who is infinite in possibility. Maybe it simply requires a space within ourselves to say, I'm making this visible for my partner. Something I don't necessarily, quote, like. No one's asking you to do something stupid or something that bucks your frickin', not morality, but, what's the other word? Not morality, but, the word slips me. Current. No one's asking that of you. What's it worth? And maybe that's truly, hear this correctly, maybe that's truly the price, the sacrifice. You actually mean, I do. How bad do you want it? And this is not only about Kelly and her cat, or wanting, yearning, burning, churning, turning for a beautiful soul to love, and to love her back. This is about every aspect of life. Are you making that which is important to you visible, or is it truly still out of your possibility? That's truly the question. This will never change. This question will never change. It will never leave you. Never. Never will it leave you. Hello, Carla Holy. Hello, Abulita. Melinda says, love the reflection. Teresa says, color shouldn't be the priority. Show the child love. Dear Lord. Davey Smith. What's up, Dave Smith? With a Y. He says, There is always an option to every occurrence. Debbie says integrity. Robert says submissiveness isn't all that good. So it really does put into perspective invisibility and that which vanishes. Someone ignoring you is truly trying everything they can, willfully and consciously, to do everything in their power to make you invisible. If you yap, blah, 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 and yada, 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 people want to leave. They're doing what they know how and to their best ability, to what power level they think they have in that moment, to make you stop. Sometimes people can wave, literally, with all intents and purposes, wave their finger around a something and says, you will not see this until I tell you you can see it. Call it voodoo, ooh. Call it miracle, ooh. Call it juju, ooh. You can call it what you want. People use their willpower, the God that lives in them, to make something happen by simply living in the idea of, I can turn water into wine. My master Jesus said, you are like me, but you can create that which is beyond what I've ever done. I am in my Father, my Father's in me. You can't escape these truths, no matter how much you make them invisible, because it's like pouring salt into a wound because you think you are not worthy. What is truly visible to you? I offer this to you before I go to song break. Try this. For those who live alone, you know who you are. You're by yourself. You live in your house and you're happy and content. I want to say I love you. Congratulations. That you don't need external stimulus or stimuli to rely on something. I've always said you can never love yourself until you're by yourself. And so when you're alone, you have an opportunity to be with who you are. You know that you are in misery, that when you're by yourself and you cannot find joy, that is called misery. You're by yourself. I'm by myself. I stand by myself. I support myself in all these beautiful ideas. You see, to many people, you are invisible. But to yourself, you truly see yourself because you're wholly connected. Walk into a room, as I was going to say earlier, walk into a room. Not because you're by yourself and you don't hang out with a lot of people, but when you walk into a room, see if you can hold composure. Well, I get it. You've been by yourself, so now you want to socialize. You want to kiss some cheeks and hug some necks. I get it. But for the experimental sake of your spiritual expansion, walk into a room with people. Or the grocery store. You don't care who sees you at the grocery store. Hello, Walmart. Wherever. And cloak yourself. Truly cloak yourself. Robert will tell you of this himself. Cloak yourself. Not because you don't want the world to see you, but because you're doing this because you want to test your power. I don't mean test your power or your faith. You want to see how powerful you are. So walk into a busy place and cloak yourself. Simply cloak yourself. Not protection, just I'm invisible. I am simply invisible and you cannot see me. People, even though they can't see you, they may not run their grocery cart into yours because they can't see you. So I'm going to accidentally run into you because I can't see you. No. They will simply bypass you. You're invisible. Somehow they will redirect their route. Your loved ones, people you are standing with, they won't talk to you. Not because they're trying to ignore you. They can't see you. Like my friend I described, who was at the bar, two good-looking guys next to her. She was goo-goo goggly over this guy because he had tattoos and buff. And she's the guy he's been calling me about, saying, these guys don't do anything for me. They're always breaking up with me and blah, blah, blah. And the guy she's professing to me she wants is the guy she won't give the time of day to. He's invisible. So go out into the world and become a ghost. Become invisible. Simply just say, I'm invisible, no one can see me. You don't have to go through all this ritualistic bullshit. And that's exactly what it is. But if you need ritual, maybe you can imagine you have a crank or a bell that you're rapping on, or you go through this process, and it's all beautiful and good, but it's not necessary. Just say, no one can see me, and believe it. Just no one can see me. And you will become invisible. Try it. And when you become the observer, the invisible one, what will transpire in you as simply the observer that no one can see? So basically, there's no talking. There's a Def Leppard movie called Hysteria, the true story of the band Def Leppard. And the bass player Rick Savage tells the singer Joe Elliott when a kerfuffle was going down, he says, sometimes you have to step back and just listen. It'll do wonders. You will see greater things. Because Joe Elliott wanted to be the leader, the singer, the guy that was in control. And the bass player put him in check. So being put in check, even for myself, when you become the quiet one, the ghost, the invisible one, what you will glean from the world will blow your freaking mind apart. Because you don't want to live in the mind anyway. You want to be the one who lives in the vibration of the unseen. So right now we live in the world of the seen. The vibrational bandwidth of the eyes, the nose, the mouth, the ears. This is all seeing. Seeing is a way of taking information. It doesn't only apply to the eyes. But speaking in this regard about the eyes, when you become higher in vibration, you begin to lose sight of what a human being is. You begin to see other things. Packets of light, divine light, begin to open inside of you. This happens to me all the time. Divine light begin to open inside of you. And you get to see things that are not from this reality. No one can ever explain this to you. You have to experience it for yourself. Suddenly, through the silence, the new world will appear. You see, it's not about seeing. It's about becoming invisible. Because when you become invisible, you're able to see that which is now naturally, by default, in your new bandwidth. You can bet that when you die and you no longer have a corporeal body, you're going to see differently. But you can see differently now in your infinite self, just simply differently. And in your different way of seeing, those packets of light begin to unpack. And then you see future possibilities. You see yourself in a brand new way. And the you that you once knew becomes invisible. As what now becomes visible to you is the real you. That which is the invisible you. It's crazy. It's beautiful. It's delicious. Hello, Kim Blazer. Hello, Suzanne. Robert says, hello, darkness, my old friend. All right, I'm going to be right back. I'm going to read you an excerpt, or some excerpts from Homecoming Crossing the Bridge to the Soul, my 30-year experience, new release that was released last Saturday. Purchase it now. It's doing well on the charts. It's number 6 in the UK. And I'm okay with that. Let's see if we're going to play. How about some Center of Light, Dissipate, Becoming Invisible. It is true. You are becoming invisible spiritually, but you can do it by will, because everything you do, even walking to your car to go to your job early in the morning, you are doing it by will. You are willing it forth, decision by decision, cup of coffee by cup of coffee, brushing your teeth, eating your breakfast, step by step, walking all the way to your car, putting your seatbelt on. This is all done by will. Will you choose to become invisible and see what I have been presenting this evening? Lavender Soul, by pun, what am I looking for? Funny, isn't it? Your love beyond measure. See you shortly.
What am I looking for? A golden key to a golden door. What's behind it that I need more than what I have? I'm just not sure. What am I searching for? The mothership to a distant shore. Could this journey make me more of who I am? I'm just not sure.
Where do you go to find the answers? There is a place you haven't tried. Your search for love has taken chances. Have you ever thought to look inside?
What am I hoping for? A better world, is there a cure? What can I do to help the score? I'm at a loss, I'm
to look inside. Where do you go to find your answers? There is a place you haven't tried. Your search for love is taking chances. Have you ever thought to look inside? You hold the key to find your answers. I am the door you have not tried. Never again taking chances. Open your heart and walk inside. Walk inside.
Welcome back to Center of Light. That's actually what it is. It's information, knowledge, wisdom. That's it. There's nothing else. You don't want to go anywhere. You want to be alone. Really what you want. What you really, 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 really want. Tell me what you want. What you really, really want. What you really, really want is to be by yourself. And be really not only okay with that. To crave it. To make it a rave for yourself. When's the last time you've been to a rave? And you actually raved it up and raved yourself and raised yourself to your largest possibility. I do it every day. As much as I can. Depending on my mood. Chick or dude, I get it. I'm with it. But I hit it as often as possible. Doesn't make me better, it makes me on fire. Do you feel the fire? Is it contagious enough for you to make what you want for yourself visible? Tonight is Center of Light, Dissipate or Vanish. Becoming invisible. But the opposite or the flip of that is making what you want visible. So from my new release, 30 years of my life compressed into 200 whatever pages, is now available on Amazon.com. Amazon, Homecoming, Crossing the Bridge to the Soul. Keith Anthony Blanchard is doing very well on the charts, number 6 in the UK. Thank you. I will be doing a workshop soon for those you know who you are. Hello, Peter Coyle. Those you know who you are who have been supporting this work. Free admission. And my Swamji picture. He's been hiding. I'm bringing him out. Let's see. There we go. So I'm now going to read an excerpt or excerpts from Homecoming, Crossing the Bridge to the Soul about, hello Joe Schruger, it's about Joe Schruger, about how to become visible yet invisible. And you do that, ironically, you become invisible by making aspects of your life invisible. As I said earlier, there is no way you can stop the process of becoming invisible. Because when you die, if you're not spiritually illumined, you will become invisible to those around you. And them to you and you to them and so forth, back and forth. Two different realities are oscillating here. But if you become illumined, such as Swamji, he's not invisible to me in all of his glory. But he is invisible to those who simply do not vibrate to that level of spirituality. Would that be a true statement? People that you have cognitive dissonance or dissonance with, You naturally just don't come together. So there is an invisibleness that takes place. So since we're all becoming invisible in the first place, don't we want to hasten or exponentiate the space of when it actually arrives so we can arrive on time to our final, which is the beginning, destination? From homecoming, crossing the bridge to the soul. What if there was a little magic box that held the key to all of your desires? This book is that magic box. Spirit says, continue to use the rituals that you're familiar with if they help you to fall deeper into a meditative state. And if it helps you to stay humble, then by all means pray. Keith, I assure you that your need for these rituals will one day disappear. Meanwhile, just continue being sincere, for that will hasten the demise of your ego. Hello, Sandy. Hello, Janie. And I say to Spirit, can you tell me when the world is going to shift? This was 1996. Can you tell me when the world is going to shift? And Spirit says, as far as I can tell, between 2017 and 2020 is the period humanity will make that shift. And I say, you mean you don't know? And Spirit says, how could I? This is your show. My prediction is based on what is likely to transpire from the choices everyone is making right now. And I say, so if heaven on earth is a sure thing all along, why was the Luciferian interference allowed to happen at all? And Spirit responds, because that is what I do, I allow. I assure you, Keith, and all, that in the course of what you perceive as time, heaven and earth will manifest, because my will, that which is becoming visible to those who have the capacity to see, and those who have no eye or eyes open to see anything that is relevant and or the truth, because that is what I do, I allow. I assure you and all that in the course of what you perceive as time, heaven and earth will manifest, because my will cannot be stopped by anything, but you can be stopped by your fear. And I ask the question, so fear is what keeps us caught up in time. Yes, and until you consciously reunite with the eternal, where fear is non-existent, for you, time will drag, and you can bet that your regret of anything directly relates to any fear of death you are still harboring. Perhaps you are like those who think that if they give up being afraid, their lives will only get worse. Humanity has become so comfortably mired in its fear quandary that it does not remember how to balance itself. You will only be able to discover the motivation and the kind of strength you need to face your fears head on when you come together and make the effort to work things out. My beloveds, it is time to lay your weary heads to rest. Hello, Brandy. Hello, Shirley Ann. So you see, it's about learning how to see. You can literally use that same will that was spoken about in that passage from homecoming, crossing the bridge to the soul. And it will expedite your crossing that very bridge to your own conscious soul. When you understand the willpower you have The same willpower that you don't think about when you simply get off the couch from watching your movie and eating your pizza, you lazy ass person, to go use the bathroom. What is that? Seriously, think about this. Do you not understand the power, the cosmic, divine, literal power in your own unconsciousness watching Gilligan's Island on the TV, or whatever it is you're watching, eating pizza, or doing whatever it is you're doing, to this voice that speaks inside of your being and says, I gotta go void my bladder. I gotta go pee. And this whole process inside of what you know, what you call you, which is actually you, not what you know as you, but it's you. What is this dynamic that says, go use the bathroom and relieve yourself? What is that? And you actually make the steps and the motions to make this experience for yourself real. What is that? Well, Keith, I just need to use the bathroom. Okay, so what is that? Define that for me in all aspects of what it is from inception to omega. Pretty powerful, isn't it? So you can actually twirl your finger around an object or become invisible, which I support and strongly suggest that one day, when you try it once, you will want to do it all the time. Basically, if you're a rock star or a book star or a dancing star or a chef star, hello, Gordon Ramsay, and you decide you don't want to be bothered or bothered with, just cloak yourself. See what happens. Notice the people that still see you and those who you have successfully, quote, canceled out. So you right yourself by refining yourself by the progress, the process you have made, because you never move backwards. Even what seems to be moving backwards, you are always moving forward. You're always moving forward, always. Down the timeline, that will make you invisible. Because when you leave this earth, you will become invisible. And when you awaken and illuminate into the divine fire, that which you think is you, the stuff, becomes illuminated and invisible. Either way, you win the game. Mr. or Mrs. Milton Bradley, you win the game of life. So since you're going to win, there's no rush. Do you want to be there now? Or do you want to be there later? It's just a very simple question. In the absolute scheme of things, it's just a very simple question. I want to be there. I'll tell you why. A few reasons. It's fun. It's beyond powerful. It is powerful. It's power. It's illuminating. It's exhilarating. It's masturbating, touching yourself, touching your soul, and massaging that part of yourself that literally, through the sexual or intimate contact with your divine parent, you fall into a space of true ecstasy and bliss and joy. It's a totally different experience. You may be invisible to those who don't get you, but you have to be visible to yourself. And if you don't get yourself, you will never truly see who you really are. You will be invisible to yourself. That will be a sad day. Dark night of the soul. Would it not? Do you not see yourself fully? Sometimes I don't either. Fully, I understand. And so forgiving myself for not seeing those shadow aspects of myself, shadow, can't see, dark, and forgiving myself simply and appreciating my humanhood, I become open to seeing it. When you hunker down on an idea that you are not seeing, you will never see it because the drape or the cloak gets thicker. You have to become thinner. You ever seen the movie with Stephen King? Thinner, thinner. The more he would eat, the thinner he would get. Likewise, the more you hunker down or what you're trying to reveal to yourself, the more blind you will become. There is no path. In fact, the path is, there is no path. The path is, there is no path. Take a bath in that. Wash yourself clean. Live in purity and innocence. And simply, the invisible part of yourself will make itself known. And you will truly see. Be right back, because it is your choice.
Remember that all things are possible. You must choose to be accountable, responsible, enough to believe, and open your heart to receive.
Above and look at your life, and you see the life you live. Can you be surprised that it all turned out this way and not the way you planned? It's about what you know and what you understand. Choice, life's a choice. It's a choice. Your life is a choice. Choice, life's a choice. It's a choice. Your life is a choice. Learn to follow that inner voice inside. That's the one that's telling you not to run and hide. See what your life could be when you visualize. It's about what you choose that you'll realize. Choice, life's a choice. It's a choice. Your life is a choice. Choice, life's a choice. It's a choice. Your life is a choice.
Thank you, everyone. You're loved beyond measure. It is the intention of the universe to always throw you into paradox. Always. Whether you understand that, whether you believe that, whether you know that, it's all irrelevant. You're always thrown in paradox. For example, the examples that have been brought forth tonight through the vessel, Yanava, blessed are all of you, has been brought to your awareness, key word here, that you can see the invisible. That in and of itself is a cancellation. To see that which is invisible. How can you see that which is invisible? But you have done that.
Talking about heat. Things are heating up.
Let me change this music.
Quite a few of the presentations. Fire. Vent.
There we go. Let me go back to where I was. How can you see that which is invisible? So there's a cancellation that happens in here. So when you have the same cancellation in here, something else happens. So tonight was not really about being visible or invisible, but it was. Here's a cancellation. And here's where the real power and magnetics of it all is. Who is this being that was able to see the point of that which before was invisible? Who is that? When that becomes invisible, that invisibility will become your greatest sight capacity. Do you see? Pun intended. Being invisible, using your finger to disguise something so no one sees it until you release it. When you aggravate someone and they want to ignore you, you become invisible to them. When you're not vibrationally succinct with someone who may be offering you what you've been wanting, you will not see them. See what we're saying? Very powerful in these analogies, in these metaphors, in these entendres, if you will. Again, do you see who is this being that is understanding all of this analogous, expressive ideas about all these different layers and ways of vibrationally coming into a way of understanding of all these different principalities, formalities of the word or the idea of simply being invisible or being able to see. Pretty powerful stuff in it. Who are you? Where are you? Where are you trying to get to? What do you want? Do you live in blessing or haunt? You have the capacity and or the power to simply become an observer and move among the world, as the vessel has said earlier, without being recognized. In other words, basically you want a quiet day. You deserve your quiet day. And when you go into using your will from the space of, I want a quiet day, as I move among society, watch the power and the experience that happens to you, or rather, doesn't happen to you. You will appreciate yourself so much more. See? When you get really good at it, a weaver of time, a weaver of your life, a weaver simply, a dream weaver. I just close my eyes again Climb aboard the Dreamweaver train, trying to forget my worries for today and leave tomorrow behind. Ooh, Dreamweaver. You felt that? It came from the soul of Gary Wright. This was a very real experience for him. He brought it into the level of sight and said, are you listening? Dreamweaver, snowflake, fingerprint. You are so important to the world. Your world will change when you realize that importance to yourself. You are loved beyond measure. Dear Lord, I am such an amazing space of bliss. I'll see you soon.